The time of being masked and constrained has come to an end. On the other hand, many are very concerned still for their safety, and there are media reports that have cast fear into our lives, and so much and so many have come to the conclusion that they still won't return, even though many of us has returned to the church. My name is Pastor Jim Wallace. I'm on staff at Crossroads International Church, and today I want to address those who are still at home, for the most part, and encourage those who are in-house and not living in fear any longer. I just came back from Oklahoma, and I traveled there and back without any mask. I found it interesting that the airlines give a very encouraging statement about masks, and it came to my conclusion on this trip that I want to address that this week, that I'm not to live in fear, but to live in trusting God for everything, and that includes my health and my safety. And as I traveled on the airplane, I thought that as I walked into hotels, as I went out to restaurants, as I worked with people, and I sat close by in a very congested conference room for 2 days straight, that my health and safety must be solely and relying on God, and not something I can do. It seems that it's great that we've come to this place, and we've really had a lot of things we need to work through. It showed a church that could rally. It showed a church that could be flexible and to mobilize. And many of them may be far harder, though, these challenges that come to the church, than COVID or masks or inoculations, or even chair spacing and social distancing. The wounds that have been opened up over the last 2 years are deeper. They're far deeper. They're far more scarred and far more gangrenous than many of us are prepared for. So many of us have come back. But this morning I want to encourage you for you to come back too if you aren't back. It's far too easy and tempting to stay home and do what you've been doing and remaining in the old habits and practices of the last 2 years, and to forget what just happened and think that this is normal. Paul shared this thought that there were many divisions amongst the church when writing to the Corinthians about communion. He said this: "First, I hear there are divisions among you when you meet as a church, and to some extent I believe it. But of course there must be divisions among you so that you will have God's approval and be recognized." And I love how he plays on that words about divisions. But the only division is whether you love Jesus Christ or you don't. You get God's approval because of that. But Paul is speaking on how the rich self-segregated from the poor. And we need to be aware that there can't be any divisions here at Crossroads International Church. Not among the wealthy and the poor, as Paul addressed. Not harboring prejudice, not any sides of the political aisle. And lastly, why I'm encouraging you this morning, we can't have any leftover side effects of this COVID virus pandemic. Skipping down to verse 33, in the same text, Paul completed his thoughts on communion, saying this: "So my dear brothers and sisters, when you gather for the Lord's Supper, wait for each other. While we may not take communion separately in church, there's no question that church is divided, whether it's culture, country, skin color, language, socioeconomic class, or denomination. The church is divided. And in post-COVID era environment, we're divided. People are taking communion at home. Learning to love beyond ourselves isn't optional. For those who love Jesus, so for those who follow Jesus, it is an act of loving obedience. When you gather, wait for each other. Obedience is of love, and it's the love of assembling one with another. If you're not here in person, we're cheated of your love. We're cheated of your investment, and we're cheated in that investment on those who are in the building, and you are not there to care for that person, and you are not there in real time to invest your love in that person. And I, for one, I miss you very, very much. And when we prepare to commune with one another again, to celebrate another as a family, to celebrate Jesus Christ in person once again, I want to say it again corporately this time instead of I. we miss you so much, and we hope you can return. And I mean, return even Sunday, this Sunday even. I am waiting for you. Many are waiting for you, and I hope to see you soon. Again, Pastor Jim, if you want to talk about this, if you're concerned, if you need encouragement, if you need prayer, you can call me directly. You can IM me, or you can call the church office. We're waiting to hear from you, and we're waiting to see you in person so we can commune once again, one with another, without any hesitation. Why? Because we trust in Jesus to take care of our every need, according to his riches and glory, and not what the government is doing for you. Blessings, and I love you, and I'll see you Sunday.